Hello, welcome Solex Nation. We just heard the best song, and no, it wasn't the intro song that you just heard, although that's great. But I think we might want to take this new song we just heard and make it our intro because it's that good.
Yeah, it's really good. And the truth is, this is hot off the press for us. We just barely saw this. We needed to show it to everyone. We're working on tracking down who this gentleman is because we're going to say his name everywhere. We had so much fun just listening to this over and over again. Let's show it to him.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome, Lovolution, Solex in the house. Yo, you got the key, got the remedy. Yeah, we got the energy, so let's set the planning free. All come together now, rise together as one. Realign, recognize we are one. It's in the frequency, yeah, we're bringing Solex. That's right, binaural beats leave you perplexed. Gonna change, gonna bring that shift. Yeah, we got that, let's bring the lift. Yo guys, I love ya. Mwah.
I love that guy. I mean, we literally just heard this a couple of minutes ago for the first time, so we don't know his name yet. We'll have it hopefully before we send this out, so we'll put his name at the bottom.
Yeah, if we get the name before we premiere this, then his name's going to go on there somewhere. But he's also promised, so I've heard, to make us a full-length song.
Oh, a longer song?
Yeah.
We're waiting for it. We can't wait. Thanks
Great.
for sending that in. You know, we are really close to ending our ticket sales for Dave Discovery. We just have a few more weeks. August 31st.
Yeah, it ends on August 31st. Then we're going to wrap things up and get everything ready for the big show on September 15th and 16th. Something else is wrapping up, though, in conjunction with the DoD tickets,
yes,
right?
The Legacy Dinner RSVPs. There are a few people who are members of the Legacy group who also are coming to Dave Discovery, and we've been trying to get a hold of you and haven't heard from you yet. Just so you know, we do need those RSVPs to come back by August 18th. After August 18th, our numbers are into the caterer, and that is also closed.
Yeah, then we're final.
Yes,
then we're done.
So please, if you are in the Legacy group and you're coming to Dave Discovery and you haven't RSVP'd, or maybe you haven't received the email, please give us a call so that we can take care of that for you. Now, you know the hardest thing, the worst thing about these days of discovery is...
There's no worse thing.
Oh, there is something bad.
No.
You want to hear what it is?
Unless people miss it.
That's it.
Oh.
You stole my punchline. I was going to say, not being the first to see these new product launches and the multiple updates to the scanner, not just one. There are some big things coming to the scanner, and hearing firsthand from Loran about how it all works and what it all means.
Yeah, I think that is so great because the other thing that you don't want to miss out on when you come to Dave Discovery is not all the things that you just mentioned, but also connecting with so many people.
That's right.
Yeah, there are friendships that are started, that are reconvened, that continue when you come to Dave Discovery. And so, like I say, high fives and hugs, we do those all around when you come to Dave Discovery. And we love it because we just get to really get to know each other face to face, even just for a few minutes.
There are also those experts that you have seen on these calls and in our courses that will be there, and you can pick their brains right firsthand. You can ask them all the questions you want. So you don't want to miss Dave Discovery. Get your ticket. If you don't have it already, get it now. And we look forward to seeing you really, really soon. But let's talk about the August incentive.
Yeah, so this month, this is really focused on sharing, on being able to have tools to share the AOScan technology. So if you're a QLA and you enroll a new preferred customer or a new QLA, with a bundle and a subscription, then you are going to get a 6-pack of Alpha 3 passes.
That's right.
Now, if your new enrollee is a QLA, they are also going to get the 6-pack of Alpha 3 passes.
So they can kick off their business really well.
Yep.
You know, let's talk about top enrollers while we're in this vein.
Yeah. So this is for the week of July 31st through August 6th.
We have 0 ties this week.
What?
I know. These two are just one away from each other, though. So in second place, we have Paige Wheeler. Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Paige. Your
Paige.
name is over and over and over these last few weeks, Paige.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Yeah, keep working hard. Wonderful. And first place, we've seen this name before. We will see it again. Beck McQuilty from Australia has taken first place again.
Yes.
You got a silver coin. We believe you're coming to the Dave Discovery in September.
She's coming. I'm making her speak.
Oh, well, then you are coming. And so we're going to give you your coin then, I think.
Well, yeah, last weekend, this week.
Because
Beck,
at this point, we have like
a lot.
We're collecting coins for Beck.
Congratulations. Last week we had a contest. We had Jennifer Nelson Hawks on the call last week with Loran, and they were talking about different aspects of the scanner and maybe some of the aspects that are underutilized, maybe for them and for others. So we asked you, what are some aspects of this scanner that maybe you are underutilizing or have forgotten about or haven't used ever? And so we're going to draw 3 people right now, and we're going to give away a top pack.
Yep, top pack.
Do you want to do?
Yeah.
Wanna go first?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
All right, let's do the first one here. Yvette Cunningham, 5051. Just got my scanner. I've been using all scans. My husband had a stroke a few years ago, and here lately his speech is getting slurry. Since listening to the tones, his speech is back. No more stutters. This after a few sessions. I can't wait to see more results as I learn to scan. I'm so grateful and thankful.
Wow.
Congratulations, Yvette. That's great.
That is neat. Yes, that's a great testimonial. All right, next one is Sherry Fletcher. I do easy scans 3 times daily and have a tendency to forget about the quick scans. I just did a quick scan this evening when I was having some anxiety about a job change. And then so much about this recording spoke to me. Cultivate Calmness is a class I will look into taking because August is going to be a month of change for sure. Well, Sherry, take that course because it will help 21 ways to reduce your stress.
And a lot of people have taken that course already.
Yes.
In fact, it's the most, in the first week, no, there hasn't a course that's had more people engage into it. So that's successful. It's Laura Morrison. I'm guessing that this is Laura Morrison then. I haven't yet gone through Solex University, so I haven't used homeoenergetics or dental, but so excited to unlock them once I do. I also don't use the body systems as much as I think I could. Love the quick scans and SEFI, as well as the inner voice and vitals. Well, Laura, yeah, that's awesome. It's so great to or at least recognize ones that we can do more with, you know, and I think we all have that. That there's scans as we comb through the list there are things that we could try and do more if, you know, we just thought about doing it.
That's right. Well, we'll send your top packs out tomorrow. Congratulations to all the winners. Now, today we have some more from our conversation last week with Loran and Jennifer. And just really quickly, in case you missed the announcement last week, Jennifer did come out with a new course called Cultivate Calmness. And it is a way, she teaches ways to battle stress, something that we all deal with. Let's take a look at her trailer really fast.
Are we ready? We're going to lift up the curtains on stress, understand the effects, and learn strategies to manage it. A little is normal, but a lot is not. So what can you do about this? What people get wrong about self-care is that they think that self-care is selfish. It's about happiness in your life, your friends, and understanding why stressful situations can create such an impact. And right now is how you need to stop that. Now let's talk about some ways to reduce it, like 21 ways. Your cortisol level doesn't know when to shut off, which can lead to problems like high blood sugar levels and fatigue. And a lot of people end up getting that midriff roll that comes on their lower abdomen. Really going to be focusing on that autonomic nervous system. We have what's called your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest and active and alert or fight or flight. But I want you to understand the structure of this nervous system. So these activities can stimulate your vagal nerve and increase the activity, helping to promote a sense of well-being and relaxation. It actually is the most powerful form of decreasing that vagal nerve and supporting the nervous system for the day. You will feel the shift. People always say, do you ever have a bad day? And I say, yes. And they're like, but you're always smiling. Because why not? Why not? Negative thoughts are often much easier than positive thoughts. And we get into this cycle. It's time to declutter your mind. You need to start thinking more positively for yourself. Dream up something that you would never think possible. The day she let go of the things that were weighing her down was the day she began to shine her brightest.
Well, and that course, like I said, is doing really well. A lot of people are engaging really quickly into that course. And one of the ways you can engage really quickly in that course is it comes with a workbook, a way to like journal through the process of understanding your stress and how to manage it the best way possible. Well, without further ado, let's get back to Jen and Loran talking and teaching us more about how they best use the scanner.
You know, as we've been developing the scanner over the last few years, a lot of advances have happened. A lot of new modules have come in, and for the most part, they're received with a lot of excitement. So, oh wow, this is a whole new thing. There are a few with some of these that have come out that oh, that's a little too much. That's a little intimidating. I don't know if I can learn that one. And the last thing that just came out that was pretty big was the new addition to Inner Voice, which was Pulse. You still have your classic, which is one thing that we've tried to do is when we bring something new in, we don't want to take away something that somebody was comfortable with. Remember last year we brought in the enhanced reports on vitals and comprehensive, and it had that little number in there, and that really confused a lot of people. Maybe they go, "Oh, this is even worse than I thought," or "Not as bad as I thought." And so one of our QLAs says, "Why can't we just have both?" And that was really, a good suggestion, sound good suggestion. And so you can go classic or enhanced reports. With Inner Voice, you have the ability to go back to classic if that's where you're comfortable. It will always default to opening up on the new version, Pulse, and this is where I think people don't understand. On the classic version of Inner Voice, those are preset recordings that have a little bit of frequency based on your voice behind the music that you're listening to. And that was powerful. It's still powerful. With Pulse, what we're doing is we're recording 10 seconds of your voice. And in that 10 seconds, we're looking at 10,000 frequencies, of which 2,000 of those are your voice. The other 8,000 frequencies are noise in the room, the air conditioner, whatever. But the 2,000 that we really hone in on are just your voice. So when that's all done, the tones that you're listening to behind the music are not computer generated. They are actually created from the tones in your voice. So it's actually creating a 100% unique voice print that you're listening to that has been put underneath those octaves that are out of range, out of balance. So Pulse is taking Inner Voice 10 times more personalized to the individual. And so that's why we encourage people to use that. And some people are still, well, what do all these buttons mean? And then we have videos on that, so we don't need to go into that now, but that just takes Inner Voice to a whole nother level. You've been using this now for almost 3 years. And in your practice, what were the things that you were most comfortable with doing, had to learn how to be a little more comfortable with once they came out? And what were some of the responses you got from your clients?
That's a great question. And I'm so glad you went into the Pulse and the Inner Voice, because I think the reality is most individuals, we just don't like change.
We don't.
So even though you're enhancing something, it's still change. We have to use our brain to adapt to whatever that is. But if you have the time or the ability and the desire to do it, because it's only enhancing your ability to receive those frequencies and really better the optimization of vibration in your own body. When I first got, the Inner Voice has always been the powerhouse in my clinic when I use the AO scan on my clients. And that's because I cannot tap into their emotions.
Right.
I'm not a therapist. I don't act like a therapist. People have their things, right? Some people don't even know what those things are.
That's right.
And so if I really loved to I still do love to utilize the Inner Voice, because I think it's super powerful amongst anything, because it does tap into the feel and that emotional piece. Now, I do think that the one underutilized piece of that are the glasses, is the color.
Great point.
You've got to have, if you have that, is it chromotherapy?
Yep.
Chromotherapy, you have that light spectrum in your eyes while you're listening, you're taking something that is already advanced and skyrocketing it.
That's right. I have a story on that, and it's from Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein, this goes to color therapy. Albert Einstein and one of his technicians that we're working with had built a lead wall a foot thick, maybe it was a little bit thicker. And on the other side of that lead wall was uranium. And they were on this side of the wall, and they were measuring with a Geiger counter the amount of radiation and how much lead it took. And it didn't matter how much lead they put there, they were still reading it on the Geiger counter. And then as they were doing these tests, one of the other technicians in the laboratory walked between them and the wall. And as they walked through the wall, all of a sudden the Geiger counter went to 0. And they're thinking, whoa, what happened here? And so they looked at the guy that just walked by, and as soon as he walked by, it went right back up to wherever the number was. And they asked him to come over and says, what is it that you're carrying? And they thought it was something that he was carrying that had blocked that radiation. And it was just a clipboard. And every time he walked between the two of them, between the wall and the Geiger counter, it went to 0. You know what it was? He was wearing yellow, a yellow jumpsuit or radiation suit. And as he walked in front, that color yellow, no other color did it, not a gray suit or a blue suit, but yellow. Yellow, and he found, and Albert Einstein talks about this in his book, the color yellow, the wavelength of yellow stops radiation.
Fascinating.
Isn't that something? So color, we look at, oh, you're going to put on some colored glasses. What's that going to do for you? We have no idea how powerful, because when light passes through color, there's a wavelength. We know that red is somewhere between 605 and 690 nanometers on the wavelength spectrum. And we know that when red light goes through our eyes or on our skin, there are huge benefits. And so same with blues and yellows. I found that if I wear yellow glasses when I'm out of the country, I have less stomach issues. My digestion seems to be better and more secure. When I'm in China, because I'm not a big real Chinese food person, I keep China alive. I keep McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and KFC alive in China. But if I do that, I have no issues with my gut, or very little. So color therapy is amazing. I'm so grateful that you said that about the glasses. If people understood, and it doesn't need to be a long time, 15 minutes of that light through your brain resets it.
Absolutely. And here's the thing is you don't have to have glasses. You can look at a color.
That's right.
You can look at a color too. So
that's right. Or wear a color.
I mean, I find myself wearing the same colors all the time. It must tell me something, right?
Yeah, you do. You're doing that.
But also, in addition to the question that you asked me about my clinic, the reality is you've created such a dynamic product that it is like a little wellness center in the palm of your hand and can be utilized anywhere in the world as long as you have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
That's great. When you were using the little handheld clinic, what kind of experiences did you see with your clients?
You know, I think the biggest the biggest battle was, what does this all mean?
No,
right?
Good question.
Going back to, okay, this is great, but am I dying? Do I have a disease? Like, oh my gosh, this is so much information. I don't even know how to handle it.
Right.
And so for me, when I use the AO scanner on my clients, I really just do an easy scan. It just takes a lot of information out of play that doesn't necessarily need to be in play. And then if I have them take it home, or I'll use the Alpha 3 passes, are absolutely awesome for individuals that just want to try the product without really committing. And then I tell them, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to do it. And then send me the reports. I don't want you to be looking at the reports because you don't know what they mean. Just like blood results, right? Most people don't know what their blood means. They have to ask their doctor, unless they become, they research it and they know exactly. But when you know how to start connecting those dots, you'll see that sometimes it's just little itty bitty things that need to change. But what it does is it gives me as the practitioner a glance of, oh, this person may not be detoxing very well. Oh, this person may not be eliminating properly, which is kind of the same thing, but I meant poop by that.
That's right.
Or maybe they're eating foods that are creating inflammation, or maybe they're not eating enough omega-3 fatty acids. So when you start to put that big picture together for them and just say, okay, here's some lifestyle changes we're going to make.
Great direction. Great direction.
But if you look at some of the reports, they do show this, especially on the Inner Voice.
Yeah.
They'll give you those lifestyle ideas to make changes with. And even if you just picked one a day, it will make such a big difference.
One thing I noticed too on a lot of the reports is hydration. Drink more water. And it is so true. All of us are dehydrated to some degree or another. Very few of us drink enough of the water. And then even those of us who do drink a lot of water will supplement that with sodas and teas
and you can
coffees.
only absorb as much as your body is able to absorb.
That's right. That's
So, you could be drinking a ton of water, but if your electrolytes are out of balance, are
Good
you
point.
absorbing that water?
Good point. Let's see. So when you're looking at, when you're helping people understand the reports, and I like the fact that you have them send the reports to you in the beginning so that they don't get overwhelmed. I think that's a really good direction, especially in that setting where they've come to you in a clinic. You help them understand, okay, this is just a look, and we're going to look and see this, and I'll tell you where I think you need to go make some changes. But then it helps them educate. And we make a big point of this. The AO scan is an educational tool, and education is power. The more we know, then the more we can make the changes we need to make. I love that direction. What do you think is your second favorite part of the scanner?
The second favorite part of the scanner is going to be the SEFI.
I love it.
And honestly, one of my favorite scans of the SEFI has nothing to do in relation to me.
Oh, really?
It has everything to do in relation to my bank account.
Oh.
So I've taken an object.
Okay.
And I have taken a photo of my bank account. Well, you can't see it, but it's the intention of my bank account.
Right.
And I put financial freedom on the top, and I've put all the affirmations and gratitudes and all the things. And I'm not kidding you. It works.
Wow.
It's powerful.
We've heard that before multiple times. In fact, we had one lady that had come to us from Florida, and she says, I have a son who's a little bit disabled, and he'll do the lottery every single Friday. He'll go down and he'll buy a $5 lottery ticket. And once he found out about the SEFI, because she says, I always talk about the SEFI, he started programming or broadcasting to him abundance.
Yes.
And she says for the next 3 weeks in a row, he won the lottery. Now, they weren't the mega billion lotteries, but he'd pick up $100 or $200. And it was just interesting that people are saying that. We have people say that they'll do the same thing. They'll take a picture of their debit card and they'll send affirmations to them. And that is, that's kind of a fun
It's kind of a fun play of it, right?
Outside of SEFI, let's go back to the vitals.
Okay.
The very first thing in vitals is food sensitivities. Now, a lot of people get confused that that's allergies, and that's not what we're talking about, or that you're allergic to this or that. Food sensitivities are amazing. Like if you went out to the restaurant and before you ordered your meal, you just pulled up your scanner, pulled you up in the target, and then just now remember, when you do vitals, you don't have to do everything.
Correct.
You can deselect everything and just hit food sensitivities. And then it literally takes 15 seconds. And it will tell you the foods that you should avoid. It doesn't mean you're allergic to them. It just means the benefit doesn't outweigh the stress you're going to put on the body by eating them.
That's right. I think that's because it's not necessarily even creating a reaction in your body, but it's more of that energetic weakness, if you will. So, yeah, you've got superfoods and you've got foods that don't give you the superpowers that you're looking for, right? So the energy, because that's why we eat. Well, most of us eat for energy. Right. Some of us eat because we like the taste of food,
that's
right?
True. Some of us more than others.
Some of us more than others. But, yeah, if you look at that, or sometimes when you're looking at food, it has nothing to do with consuming the food. It has everything to do with the fact that maybe your omegas on your scan are low,
Right.
right? Maybe your cholesterol is a little out of balance. Or perhaps, cilantro comes up and you've got some heavy metal toxicities going on. Like there's a correlation. There's a lot of correlations here.
And the thing is you don't have to know all those
No.
correlations right now.
No.
Right now, we'll get back to okay, what time is it instead of how is the watch working? Right now, it just says, I don't want those right now.
Absolutely.
Or these are the things that maybe I should eat tonight. And I think what's the whole purpose of the scanner is to help us become more educated and to help us make better decisions.
Yeah, it's about tapping into our own energy field that we are
Absolutely.
not. We have this innate energy to be able to do that, but we don't know how to tap into it. So this device gives us that ability to look at a scan and say, "Oh, this is what my body is trying to tell me."
That's right. I love that. So, or share with us maybe one or two of your most favorite experiences you've had in your clinic with people using the AO scanner.
Wow, now you're.
I hate to put you on the
you
spot.
are really putting me on the spot.
So,
I think a couple of them, most of them, I'm not going to lie, are digestively related.
that's where you focus.
That is where I focus. One of the ones that really stick out to me is actually with a little girl that has some disabilities, and it has been the scanner that has kept her mother on the forefront of her disabilities.
Wow.
And the reason is because whenever we look at the scanner, we notice that her body does not really detoxify very well, and it's got a lot of inflammation, but she's too young to tell us this information. So with her reports, I was able to compile 15 of them at one given point, and that's how I like to use the scanner in my clinic.
It's perfect.
So I use 5 if somebody is really in a rush, 10 is okay, but 15 is really brilliant.
Wow.
Because if something populates, let's just say 10 of those 15 days, that's your body screaming at you.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing it on a day-to-day basis, you don't really see it, or you look over it and you don't really know what it is. And that's okay too. But if you really want to start compiling this information, so what we did is we did 15 days, and her methylation came up, liver came up, and nutrients came up. And so what I did is I had the mom change her diet up a little bit. I had the mom start using inner voice on her daily. And this little girl did not speak very well. And now speaking better, fluently better, I would say. But she loves her mom just makes imprints in juice is what she does, and gives her the juice because that's what works. But it has been phenomenal to watch when I've taken the scans, seeing what's happening, and then doing it again and seeing the change, because 15 days twice is going to show you a lot of differentials in the body. And I didn't do it back to back. I didn't do 15 days and then 15 additional days. We did 15 days and then gave it a couple of months, and then it did another 15 days.
And so would you say the reports were in line with what you were seeing physically with the client as well?
Yeah, but it did give me a lot more information.
Wow.
Just because, again, this young girl could not really tell her mother or me, when I eat food, I get a bellyache, or when I have these type of foods, or, hydrochloric acid being a little off or whatever it was. But just doing inner voice was the advancement that her body needed with the communication processes to be able to start doing the things it needed to do. So like you said, earlier, you said when you go to China and you do inner voice and you have yellow, it helps with your digestive system.
Yes.
It's the same type of thing that has happened. So that was a phenomenal breakthrough for us, because we were able to use it. And she has a scanner now that she just uses all the time.
Yeah. We had a QLA that came into the office a little while ago, and she was saying, I've had this a year, and I bought this for my daughter. My daughter has a blood disease, and they can't seem to get it fixed, and every year it gets worse and worse and worse. And they use the scanner every day. The daughter uses it on her own. And not a lot of physical symptoms were visible to change. But when she went in to get her blood work done 1 year later, it had not only not changed negatively, it had actually improved a little bit. And she says, if that's all the scanner did for my daughter or for everything, it's worth every penny I pay. You know, sometimes we think that these things are going to be a magic bullet and it's just going to, there's going to be a miracle happen. And there are times when amazing things happen from using the scanner. But most of the time, it's little subtle changes.
Subtle. You know, and I did talk about, you know, the mother with a daughter. You just talked about another mother. I'm a dog mom, right? So the scanner has also done fantastic things with me to scan my dog.
Yeah.
To tell me what's going on with her today. Why is she out of balance? Oh, her ears are out of range or whatever. And I do the same thing for her. It's another little piece that's not utilized as much. Now we don't focus on it as much, but it's just not utilized.
So I think the takeaway I would like for people to take away from this conversation today is take the time, get to know your scanner. Just take, 10 minutes a week. Sit down and just say, okay, I didn't know I could do this. Just start playing with things and look at this. Another thing I think that's really good, and it was one of our QLAs, and I don't remember who it was, that said that every day she would pick somebody in her circle and broadcast something that she felt that needed. Maybe it was just love or gratitude or abundance or health or whatever, but she would broadcast to somebody every single day. I thought that was really nice. It had nothing to do with her.
Yeah, that's beautiful, really.
Yeah. But little things that we can do with our device, it's just learn how to use it, learn how to understand it as much as you're comfortable with, and just play with it. And as you do, and start sharing what this scanner can do with other people.
And I think opening yourself up to asking questions to, not necessarily to learn how to use the scanner, but going beyond that and the creativity of what the scanner can do, and that's going to be even on Facebook or Day of Discovery is a perfect time to collaborate with people and really see what other people are doing to utilize the scanner to the most magical benefit that it can. And I know I have on multiple occasions met with people and thought, oh my gosh, I'm taking this home with me and I can't wait to tell everybody.
That's right.
Right? So it's a great time to share and to collaborate with people as well.
Well, it was so great to have that continuation from last week's call with you and Jen.
She's such a wealth of information.
Yeah, Jen, thanks so much for jumping on, visiting us, and obviously sticking around. And everybody knows if you visit us, you're going to be on camera at some point. Yeah. And Jen, there's no way we're going to pass up your wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, be careful if you come with corporate.
Yeah.
Why don't we have you share with us one of your most memorable experiences, either with yourself or your family member or a client, of inner voice?
Yeah.
An experience that was just, really that aha moment for them and even for you.
Well, and you might even have that if you're sitting here going, oh, I can't remember. You might have one by paying attention to where you are, doing an inner voice, going through that whole process and figuring out where you are afterwards. Even journaling that sometimes is helpful.
It is amazing.
Right?
Yep.
Let's give away the lapis lazuli bracelet. We haven't done that in a while. This is that I always wear it as a bracelet, but some women wear it as a necklace or others wear it as a necklace.
And it's imprintable.
Exactly.
You can imprint your harmonic tones right into it.
Yep. So it is the precious gemstone, the lapis lazuli. It has the Cybin beads that can be charged, that hold the negative ion activity around wherever you're going to wear it. That's wonderful. So on this call, give us one of those. What has been a great experience you've had with inner voice? Someone you've done it with, or even an experience you're going to have this week by doing it and sharing it with us.
That's right.
We'll draw 3 names next week and we'll give away the lapis lazuli bracelet.
See ya.
And hearing from Loran.
Well, and there are so many.
That was a blooper because he keeps interrupting me. He can't let me get my sentence.
I thought you were good. I thought it was
David. Every week, Jake. Thank you, Jake.
I thought you were going to say so many bloopers she does every week. She does so many bloopers every week.
and
There's
every
so
week-
many you do.
And today we have some more from
I absolutely love the Alpha 3 passes. And if are they still available?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Can you chop that out? The Alpha 3